Hey guys, this is Ollie with Partners Private Capital. Today, we're just going to kind of go over some of the programs we have just to make sure that everybody is clear on what to look for when you want to submit a deal in, that it's going to be fundable, because that's going to be the most important thing. How you find the deal, where the deal comes from, and does it actually fit in our guidelines, right? So it's really, really easy. The actual website at trustbridgecap.com will show you everything. So if we go over to the website, I'll show you guys. It's trustbridgecap.com. And then right on the top bar, let me share my screen. So right here, guys, you're just going to go to programs. Let's start with the first one, fix and flip. We call it the EasyFlip. EasyFlip, it's you can go 5 to 7 days. Sometimes it takes 20 days, depending on what the project is. We do have the capability to do 100% purchase, 100% rehab, up to 75 ARV. That's after repair value. And don't worry, a lot of acronyms used, but you guys, there's going to be so much training on all this stuff that you'll get to understand what everything is. So the EasyFlip highlights that we have, first and foremost, right? Focus on 1 to 4 unit properties. We can do 5 unit plus, but they get a little bit more hairy. They're a little bit longer. So if you're looking for that quick, turnaround on these things, speed for your investor, stay within the 1 to 4 unit properties. Most important things to know are the eligible properties and ineligible properties, right? Any non-owner occupied 1 to 4 unit residential, single family, condos, townhomes, planned urban developments, totally okay. Where we cannot touch in this product is mixed use properties, owner occupied properties, multifamily 5 units, manufactured, mobile, co-ops, condo hotels, those crazy log homes, the tiny homes, right? Anything that's kind of out of the ordinary. I know somebody wants to build a gas station. We're never going to touch that. It's just way too risky, right? So jump on this page and you can actually go right through the entire list of what it is, including what states we'll touch and what states we won't. Some of it is program specific. Some of them is just, we don't want to do business in that. It's too risky, right? All these products are also US citizen and legal permanent residents and foreign nationals. So we can fund with an I-10. Every deal is going to be funded in an LLC, not in their own name. Some deals will allow irrevocable or revocable trusts. Some programs won't. A couple other highlights to understand here is the term, right? The fix and flip term is real simple. It's a 12-month term, no prepayment penalty, interest-only payments, and a balloon due at the end. Very simple. That's it. And at the end, we call it an exit. What matters is how you exit the loan. Are you going to hold on to the property and turn it into a rental, or are you going to flip it? If you're going to flip it, we need to calculate the DSCR of the exit, right? So we'll get into that. Let's go on to the next program. Next program is the BuildSmart, our ground-up construction loan. Leverages for this, we go up to 90% LTC, another one of those crazy acronyms you're going to hear all the time. Loan to cost, and 75 ARV. These are the caps of the leverages that we go into. Again, most important things to look for when someone says, hey, I want to do this build, right? Obviously, the eligible properties, very similar to the other product, and the ineligible properties. But in this product, your experience matters a lot, which I didn't talk about on the fix and flip. On the fix and flips, you don't need any type of experience. You could never have done a fix and flip before, and you can go, I just watched this HGTV show and I want to do a flip. Okay, great, let's get it going. But if they go, I've never done this before and I want to build the ground up, then we have to have a talk, because you have to have one completed project within the last 36 months that you were the primary guarantor on in order to qualify for this product. And that's not just TrustBridge or Partners Capital. That is an industry standard. Minimum loan amounts on these are 75. And what I didn't cover on the fix and flip, it's actually 50,000, which is about 50K to 25K lower than most other places. Most places do not like to go below 100. We typically don't either, but we do have the capability to. So for those smaller properties, and sometimes it's for portfolios, right? You have a portfolio of 30 homes you want to buy or build, and each unit's costing about 90,000. A lot of lenders disqualify that. They want 100. We're okay with 75,000. All right. And will be a lot more training on this product also. Remember, these are business purpose loan. They're not for owner occupied properties. This is for someone who is either a developer, a builder, or they are contracted to build a house for someone that is going to be used in a rental situation. All right. Next product is probably one of the hottest products out there right now, our RentFlow DSCR rental permanent loan. Right. These loans are rental loans. They could be called term loans, perm loans, DSCR. We call them RentFlow. And the reason is because we always try to structure it to maximize the cash flow for the investor. Every product we have, every deal we do, one of the things we look at is the ROI on the project. If the ROI is positive, 20%, 22, 25, 30% for the investor, it's a green light. If it's around 18, 19, we have to have a discussion with the credit committee. If it's really below 15%, it's a dead deal. We want the investors to make money. And that's why we labeled this one RentFlow. Now, we do go as low as 0.75 DSCR. So a sub 1 DSCR, which is huge, right? That's going to be really, really big in certain markets, especially out in California, New York, New Jersey, kind of the higher markets that, you know, either have rent control or it's just, you know, rents are kind of outrageous and expenses are outrageous. So that having that DSCR lower is going to be very beneficial. On these ones, we cap it at 75 per property. We go up to 2 million on this, but if you do have a portfolio, we can go up to 50 million on this. So that's totally fine. And we can talk about this on a different session, what all this truly means. But this is what I was talking about, a sub 100 DSCR, 0.75. That is going to be huge. Again, some of the most important things, the eligible properties, pretty similar to the other one, right? We want warrantable condos. We don't want to do non-warrantable condos. We will do seasonal and vacation homes, right? Which is huge. A lot of lenders will not do a DSCR on an Airbnb or Verbo or something like that. We will do it. We do give it a little bit more strict underwriting and risk calculations and analysis on it. So it is case by case and the pricing will be adjusted. If it is a portfolio, the loan amount, minimum loan amount will be $100,000 per unit, not 75. If it's just a single property, we'll go down to 75, but per property, about 100 grand will be your minimum. And we can get into that when you have a specific deal. Closing time on this, we're averaging about 20 days, right? Which is, I'd say probably about 10 to 15, maybe 16 days shorter than most. It can take 30 days on this. It's truly dependent on third parties and how fast the borrower moves, right? Again, no experience on this one. And 660 is the minimum FICO, which is lower than most places, but technically we can go 640 and it is case by case with some pricing adjustments, all right? Again, in this one, anywhere in the US except these 4 states. And with all of our products, which I didn't mention on the other ones, repeat customers do get discounts for loyalty. So the next product we have, which is a pretty nice product, it's called a QuickBridge. This is a stabilized bridge loan for already income producing properties. Property that is already fully rented, fully functioning, income producing, and you just need to take some cash out to leverage it instead of using the cash you have in your account, or you need to reposition your debt, right? Maybe the interest rate's a little wacky. You want to bring it down a little bit. Maybe you want to collateralize it with another property to do another project, whatever it is, we're okay with it. Again, on this one, we like non-owner 1 to 4 unit. Now we will do 5 unit plus on this, right? Even though it says we won't, we will do it. We'll update this page very, very soon. What we wanted to do is create a different product for it, but we decided to just put that product with the QuickBridge product. So we don't have too many other products. Down here, the credit score on this one, because it is a little bit bigger deals, these are going to be, you know, just a little bit bigger deals, a little bit higher risk on them, we want a little higher credit score on those. The next product that we have, guys, is called a BlendBridge. And this is your multifamily bridge loans, right? Excuse me. These ones can be, they start at 250 grand. So if you have one that's, 150 grand and want to build a multifamily, that's a little too small for us, right? We want 250. And actually, we might be raising that in the next few months to 350, just depending on how the markets does after, our Fed chair comes out and says whatever he's going to say. What he does with the rates, we'll see. But we go all the way up to 250 million. We do have the capability on all of our programs to go higher than what's listed on here. But we kind of reserve that because it's such case by case and project dependent. Again, the leverages, we go up to 80% loan to value and up to 70% after repair value. Starting rate's pretty decent, 8.99, not a bad rate at all. We can close very, very quick on these because they're pretty cut and dry. The only time that it would present us to go 20 days or a little bit longer is when the third parties take a little bit longer. And by third parties, I mean, obviously title, appraisal, any type of, sometimes you have to get payoffs and the other lenders, dragging their feet or whatever it is. Those things do cause delays. Again, a little bit of higher credit score, still not, you don't need to have perfect credit, but a little bit higher here. The experience, intermediate, you got to have, some experience behind you. What I mean by experience is, you own multiple rentals, you've done some fix and flips, you've done a ground up maybe, or maybe you've done a renovation on a multifamily, maybe the one that's stabilized now that you want to pull some cash out, you renoed it, right? We want you to have a little bit of experience on these things. And this is great because not a lot of people are in this space right now, in the multifamily space. So it's a good outlet for you guys to really talk to your investors about, talk to your realtors about, say, hey, we do have products for these multifamilies too. The next product is our ProComm. This is a true commercial bridge, right? So 70% ARV, we go up to 250 million, and the exit DSCR could be as low as 1.0, which is huge because these loans typically exit as 1.5, 1.25. It's a little bit higher of an exit DSCR. And what that means is when the loan comes to mature and you want to put in a permanent loan, you have to account for it up front. Even though you don't know what the rate's going to be, there'll be a set rate what you think the markets are going to be at, and it's got to qualify. And your income over your expenses have to be at least 1-to-1, and you're good to go. So if your monthly mortgage is $1 and your expenses and your income is $1, there's your 1-to-1. If your monthly mortgage is $2 and your expenses is $4, right? Your income is $4, then you're actually higher. So that's even better. If it was flipped, you're lower. So the ProComm commercial bridge is going to be a warehouse, office, self-storage. We'll touch some some hospitality we'll touch, not every hospitality. The bigger deals, we typically like a little bit more. I know it says 1 million right here is the minimum, true. But that's going to be pretty asset type specific, meaning if you have a gas station for $1 million, we're not even going to look at it. Actually, that was a bad example. Gas stations, don't even bother. Cannabis deals, not right now. We do have a broker outlet that we can go with these things, but it's just not a good time for the cannabis industry at the moment, right? We don't know what's going to happen just yet. It's very politicized right now. So once that calms down, but try to stick with warehouse, office space, restaurant, sometimes a mixed use, right? Maybe it's an owner occupied mixed use where they have say they have a bodega on the bottom and they rent out 3 apartments on top, right? A 4-to-1 or 3-to-1 type of situation or whatever, 4-to-1, whatever it is, right? Those things are okay. And that's one of the only times that an owner occupied commercial space is allowed. Other than that, we're going to stick again here. This is non-owner occupied on these properties, meaning that the residential part on a mixed use, for example, has to be non-owner, right? I can't own a bodega with 3 apartments on top and then live in one of the apartments and then try to do this, because then it's an actual owner occupied facility. That won't happen. All right, the next product is pretty exciting. We just brought it on. This is actually for, it's for someone who's looking for debt and equity, right? Typically what they'll do is they'll get the debt from, you know, SBA or some other huge Fannie provider, Freddie provider, something like that. And then they have to search for someone to give them equity. And then they have to have this lender and that lender talk and just go through it. What we did is we're comprised of few hedge funds, few family offices, and high net worth individuals. This fund, actually, it has been around 40, 50 years. It's not a new fund whatsoever, but we are new to them. We're about 7 months with them. We haven't really advertised it at all. We've got 4 or 5 deals with them. We have a deal in New Jersey that they wanted debt and equity. It's $140 million apartment complex that they're building. It's 351 units, $140 million. We're providing 65% of the debt and 35% of the equity. So it's a JV partnership. So this is going to be one of those things that if you need more information to talk about it, let's just get on the phone, talk about it. If you want to start marketing it, we can market it that way. But as you can see, the capital structure is layered, right? So you have equity, you have debt, so the debt financing, and then equity partnership. And this is for multifamily, right? This is the asset class we want. We don't want to do, you know, the specialty properties or just single families on this one. We do have developers that just do single families or condos or stuff like that, and we can do all that. This one is the debt and the equity portion of it. It's a very, very easy submission. All you need are 2 things. You need an OM and your performa, and you're good to go. All right, so pretty easy. Not too much paperwork is involved in any of these things, and all of it is right here on the website. You can go right to it. So I urge you guys to really jump on here, take a look at it. You got questions, you all have my email by now, my phone number, whatever you guys need, just shoot me a quick message, call me, text me, send a smoke signal, we'll answer it. Next week, hopefully we'll be introducing some of the AEs that we brought on board to help you guys with Partners Private Capital submissions and loans and answering questions. So be on the lookout for that. Excited, guys. All right, ciao.